I am. I'll just get it out of the way right now. 31-21 49ers.
But you're all in with the 49ers, as am I. The quest is for second place.
And I think they said you can't play good defense. Heading into this Week 16 matchup, the San Francisco 49ers were the hottest offense in the entire NFL. Even after their loss, this is a team who still ranks top 5 in a number of major offensive categories. They are as explosive as it gets. But as Brock Purdy exited the game in the fourth quarter, they only had 12 points. Now it's time to step back into the film room and figure out exactly what happened. No more talking. Let's roll the tape. Now, in the first play here, I want to make this clear. If you got any hopes of stopping the offense with as much motion as the San Francisco 49ers, you have to be great communicators in the back end. We saw great communication throughout this game from both Mike Macdonald and the defensive players on the football field. Right here, the formation starts out in a 3-by-1. Then we motion over to a 2-by-2. Now we got Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle. Then we have Deebo Samuel and Kyle Juszczyk on the far side of the field. Our boundary safety walks up. Now he has George Kittle. Marlon Humphrey, he understands he now has Brandon Ayuk. Marcus Williams, he understands that he now is the middle of the field one high safety. We have man coverage on this play by Baltimore, but the biggest thing I want us to focus on is the alignments of Kyle Hamilton and Brandon Stephens. When you're lined up about 7 to 10 yards off of the football, this negates the effectiveness of rub routes. Now, given this route combination, we don't have a lot of depth, which threatens Kyle Hamilton from Deebo Samuel in the out route. This allows Brandon Stephens to have a clearer picture as a cornerback, and now he can break on this underneath drag from Kyle Juszczyk. What does this do for Brock Purdy? It's still his throw. He actually makes the throw, but it's a tick slower. These are the types of little things which make the picture a little bit cloudier. And then we're going to see it when we get into some of these other plays. It's now he's questioning what is he actually seeing on the football field. Now, this play is going to be very important, and you're going to understand why a little bit later. I want you to understand the imagery and keep this in your back pocket. We got an empty look by the San Francisco 49ers, and we got a quarters look by the Baltimore Ravens. Now, what we're going to do is attack Roquan Smith. We're going to bring Deebo Samuel underneath him, send George Kittle behind him, middle of the field open, we get underneath the safety. And I want us to keep this in mind. Now, let's look at the next play and understand why this is so important. Now, on the next play here, we got a 2-by-2 look by the San Francisco 49ers, 21 personnel. We got another quarters look by the Baltimore Ravens. But what I want us to look at is the route concept by the San Francisco 49ers. We have nothing attacking Kyle Hamilton deep. And I'm going to give you a little hint on why these two plays matter so much. Now, as we flash back to the last play, we had a route by Brandon Ayuk, which attacked Kyle Hamilton. This forced him to stay disciplined. This forced him to stay within his half of the football field. But now, because there's nothing attacking him, let's look at Kyle Hamilton. His eyes are on the quarterback, and he understands I have no threat or no work on my side of the football field. Now I can jump across these crossers. Now I can get underneath, come back across the football field, and I can go hunting for an interception. That's exactly what he does, but it's so important because we just saw this on the last play where we attacked this safety on the other side of the football field. Now, Brock Purdy has to understand there's no deep route to the right half of the football field. Kyle Hamilton is still in the picture, but he comes back with this football late, and it's an interception. Kyle Hamilton reads it perfectly the whole way, and it's so important that when the last play, he couldn't do that. Brock Purdy understood that, but now this is something where we talk about players getting in the minds and understanding. This is film study. This is being a playmaker. This is why he's one of the best safeties in the game. Now, in the last few plays, what we saw football smarts, we saw communication. The common theme with the Baltimore Ravens defense is that they play as one. Everyone understands their assignment, and they effectively do it to the best of their ability. Now, right here, what I want us to notice once again, we got a 3-by-1 set. Kyle Juszczyk, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel. But now we're motioning over to 2-by-2. And you can see Kyle Hamilton. Now, this is a cover 3 shell, but when George Kittle motions over, now Kyle Hamilton moves back to the middle of the football field. Marcus Williams comes down. And what does this do? This gives us a flat defender on one of the best playmakers for the San Francisco 49ers. And you're probably thinking, okay, so what? No big deal. But now we're getting that safety archetype. It's about body types and it's about player types. Kyle Hamilton, great matchup in the flat on a guy like George Kittle. Marcus Williams, also a great player in the flat on a guy like George Kittle. And now when we run this cover 3, we can do it beautifully because he has the range and the ability. George Kittle, now he gets behind him. But because we're this safety archetype, because we're this athletic archetype, now we can get underneath this, make it a harder throw for Brock Purdy. These are the little things that I look at. Now, when you watch the football game, I'm not sure what everybody's looking at, but I see this. I see that now we were going to have Kyle Hamilton playing that flat to the trip side. We motion over Kittle. Now we got another safety archetype playing that flat to the 2x2 side. These are the things that you have to pay attention to. This is great football. I'm a defensive guy, and it's nothing more beautiful than communication. This is communication. Now, I've talked about all of the little things, attention to detail, communication, execution, but sometimes you just have to have great players who make great plays. And right here, we see a 2x2 set by the San Francisco 49ers. It's man coverage the whole way by the Baltimore Ravens. They don't even hide it here. However, when they run this naked concept, San Francisco that is, Odafe Oweh never buys it. And we see the recognition by Brandon Ayuk trying to help out his quarterback, because usually when you run a naked concept, the whole idea is to get the defensive line moving away from your quarterback, move your quarterback in a situation where he's running away from the line of scrimmage and he has no blockers and nobody's in front of him. Doesn't play out like that here, but also Marlon Humphrey. I want us to understand something here. Because Brandon Ayuk is trying to chip and help his quarterback, Marlon Humphrey doesn't have a man-in-man coverage anymore. Christian McCaffrey is taken by Patrick Queen, and what does this do? Now, as a football player, instincts kick in. If I'm in man coverage, I don't care if I'm a linebacker, safety, or corner, and my man's not running a route, I have the opportunity to now go blitz if it's okay with my defensive coordinator. Some defenses don't allow this, but I see right here that Mike McDonald actually allows Marlon Humphrey to go blitz when Brandon Ayuk doesn't run a route. So that's exactly what he does. If you're not running a route, you're going to be accountable for something. Marlon Humphrey with great instincts to understand we have no route. I'm going to go get the quarterback. I already see him in trouble. Now I'm coming down to make this sack. Our number one cornerback for the Baltimore Ravens getting into the pass rush a little bit. Big time play. Now right here, this is an interception by the Baltimore Ravens, and it's playmaking. I mean, there's nothing more I can say about it. This isn't about scheme. It's about players being super athletic, making plays, and right here we see that from Brandon Stevens. On this play, now I don't know how many more times they're going to run this, because I can honestly tell if I'm an offensive coordinator playing the Baltimore Ravens ahead, I see the whole time that this is a cornerback blitz. We could just tell by the helmet turn, by the way he's aligned, this is a cornerback blitz the whole way. But one thing I will say, though, is that we have an RPO by the San Francisco 49ers, and we're tricking Brock Purdy a little bit. Now, it's two things you can do. You can either hand the football off to Christian McCaffrey, or if we have pressure off of the edge by this corner and we like the route, now we can throw the smoke screen. And because our corner blitzes, Brock Purdy technically makes the right play because that's one-on-one with the safety. And, of course, we have Patrick Queen who can help from the inside linebacker position. But how much do we like that matchup? I think I like it a lot. And we go back to football instincts, players making plays. This is a heck of an athletic play by Brandon Stevens to be able to jump and tip this in a position almost like a volleyball swat. For Marlon Humphrey to come there, be in a perfect place. We just talked about his instincts on the last play. He's right there. Where the football is, you're going to find Marlon Humphrey. Gets an interception here after he just got a sack. These are big-time plays, and I mean, you make plays like this when we talk about two teams. The San Francisco 49ers, they're dominant on offense. The Baltimore Ravens, they're dominant on defense. What can change the shift and what can make a team better than one is forcing turnovers, and we saw that from the Baltimore Ravens. Now, all my new viewers and all my returning viewers, you know, it's that time. All of my new viewers, if this play doesn't make you subscribe, chances are you won't ever. The effort from Kyle Hamilton right here. Now, I don't know what's better. Is it the coverage and the way that they lasted that long in coverage? Is it the pass rush continuously trying to get after Brock Purdy? But I think it's Kyle Hamilton making another big time play. He gets pancaked right here, gets back up and makes the interception. Now, we've talked about a lot of things in this film breakdown, and usually when I talk about this play, where I do a little more watching than talking, I let you guys tell me what you think about the play. It's a situation where we bring it into the middle of the film breakdown. I think this was such a great film breakdown that I just had to let it ride. I had to talk about the little things that I saw on the football field, some of the intricate details, and I know there are my football fans out there who will appreciate every single second of this video. I tell you, I'm a defensive guy, so to see the defense playing the way it did in this game against an offense who I respect, who I've also done film breakdowns on, there's nothing I could like more. But, I mean, Kyle Hamilton, you're really working yourself into that all-pro category. We know he's a Pro Bowler this year, but just to see it coming out of Notre Dame, all these different things. I mean, this defense was exceptional in this game. I'm going to leave you guys with this one. The Baltimore Ravens shut down the hottest offense in the NFL, and this is how they did it. Thank you for watching as always. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be back in the film room.